Welcome to Senior Health and Happiness, where we believe that aging can be graceful, strong, and joyful. Let's take care of your health, one simple habit at a time. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt your heart race a little faster than usual when you climb a flight of stairs? Or maybe you've noticed a tightness in your chest while out for a walk, and quietly wondered, is this just a part of getting older? Or could it be something more serious? As we grow older, questions like these naturally arise, and you know what? That's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're paying attention to your body, to your well-being, and to the people you want to stay healthy for. Today, we're going to talk about something that touches all of us after the age of 60, heart health. Why? Because the heart is not just a muscle, it's the very rhythm of our lives. And yet, many people misunderstand what a healthy heart truly looks like in later life. In this video, you'll discover what naturally changes in your heart after 60, and what doesn't, subtle symptoms that could be early signs of a problem, simple, nourishing foods that keep your heart strong, gentle, effective exercises that support cardiovascular health, what to know about medications, checkup, and the right questions to ask your doctor, and the deep connection between emotional well-being and heart function, whether you've been managing high blood pressure for years, or you're simply looking to feel more vibrant, active, and in control of your health. This is for you. Stay with us through to the end, because the truth is, even one small shift today could lead to many more years of energy, clarity, and happiness. 1. Why heart health becomes even more important after 60. Let's begin with a simple truth. Your heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. Every minute of every day, it pumps blood through a system of vessels that stretches over 60,000 miles. That's enough to circle the earth twice. But just like a car that's been driven faithfully for decades, your heart goes through wear and tear over time. Now, imagine that car. Maybe it's a vintage model, well-loved, dependable, and still running smoothly. But it needs more care now. A bit more maintenance. Regular tune-ups to keep it running the way it should. That's exactly what happens to the heart after 60. It can still be strong, even remarkable, but it needs a different kind of attention than it did in your 30s or 40s. Let's take a closer look at the natural changes that tend to happen with age and why they matter. Arteries may begin to stiffen as we age. Our arteries, the vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood throughout the body, can lose some of their natural flexibility. They become a bit more rigid, less elastic. That stiffness makes it harder for blood to flow freely, which in turn increases the pressure inside the vessels. This is one reason why high blood pressure becomes more common with age. Think of it like a garden hose that's been left out in the sun for too long. It still works, but it doesn't bend or flex the way it used to, and water doesn't flow quite as easily. The good news, this isn't a sign your heart is failing. It's just a sign that it needs support through movement, nutrition, and stress care. The heart may beat slightly slower in some people. The natural pacemaker of the heart, called the SA node, begins to slow down. This can lead to a lower resting heart rate or occasional irregular rhythms, often referred to as arrhythmias. Sometimes these changes are harmless. Other times, they may show up as fatigue, dizziness, or a sensation of fluttering or skipping in the chest. What's important is noticing these sensations and not dismissing them as just part of aging. They're signals. Pay attention to them. Valves can weaken or thicken. The heart has 4 valves, which open and close to ensure blood moves through the heart in the right direction. Over time, these valves can thicken or become less effective at closing tightly. This is especially common in people who've had high blood pressure or certain infections over the years. When this happens, blood may leak backward slightly, or the heart may have to work harder to keep things flowing. The result? Fatigue, swelling in the ankles, shortness of breath. Sometimes, none of these until it gets advanced. This is why regular checkups, even when you feel fine, matter. They help catch things before they become serious. Why this matters? The real cost of waiting. Most people don't think about their heart until something goes wrong. But here's the truth. Many heart problems that affect older adults can be prevented or managed if they're caught early. Unfortunately, a lot of people wait too long. They ignore symptoms or chalk them up to aging. They skip check. They delay having that conversation with their doctor. And sometimes, what could have been addressed with a small lifestyle shift or a single medication becomes something that requires emergency care or results in lasting damage. I think of a patient of mine, a kind man in his 70s. He'd been feeling unusually tired for months, but thought he was just getting older. When we finally did some tests, we discovered he had atrial fibrillation, a common, treatable heart rhythm issue that increases the risk of stroke if left unmanaged. We got him started on treatment, adjusted a few habits, and today, he's walking his dog again every morning, just like he used to. That's the kind of outcome I want for you, not the version where things are caught too late. Takeaway: you are not powerless. Growing older doesn't mean losing control of your health. It means gaining insight, gaining perspective, and, perhaps most importantly, it means choosing to lean into your health with awareness, not fear. When your heart is working well, everything else feels more manageable. Your thinking, your energy, your movement, your mood. So let's pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath. Place your hand gently over your chest and say this quietly to yourself: I have the power to take care of my heart, and I choose to start today. 2. Know the silent signs, symptoms you should never ignore. Let me begin this section by telling you a story. A lovely woman named Margaret, 68 years old, came into my clinic a few months ago. She wasn't in pain. She wasn't gasping for air. What she said was this: Doctor, I've just been so tired lately. Not sleepy, just drained. Like I don't have energy to do the laundry or walk to the mailbox. Now, what would you think if that were you? Most people might shrug it off. Oh, it's probably just age. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe it's the weather. But Margaret's story is exactly why this section matters so much, because the truth is, not all heart problems shout. Some of them whisper, and we need to be able to listen. Let's talk about those whispers now. 1. Fatigue that doesn't go away. We all get tired now and then, but heart-related fatigue has a particular kind of heaviness to it. It's not just about needing a nap. It's the feeling that your body is moving through thick mud, that even the simplest tasks feel harder than they used to. Why does this happen? When your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently. Maybe because of narrowed arteries, a weak muscle, or an irregular rhythm. Your muscles and brain don't get the oxygen they need. Your body starts to slow down, even if you're not feeling any pain. If you find yourself skipping activities you once enjoyed, not because of your mood or joint pain, but because you're just too tired, it's time to bring that up with your doctor. 2. Shortness of breath. Even when you're not exercising, many people assume breathlessness is a lung issue. And sometimes it is, but your lungs and heart work as a team. When your heart isn't doing its job well, it can lead to fluid backing up in the lungs, making it harder to breathe. You may notice you need extra pillows to sleep comfortably. You might feel winded just walking across a room. Or you might pause during conversations to catch your breath. These aren't simply signs of aging. They can be early signs of heart failure. The sooner they're identified, the easier they are to manage. 3. Discomfort in the jaw, neck, shoulder, or arm. Chest pain is the symptom we all think of when it comes to a heart attack. But in older adults, especially women, the signs are often different. Some people feel a dull ache in the jaw, pressure or pain in the upper back, tingling or heaviness in the left arm, discomfort in the neck or shoulder. These are called referred pains. Your heart is sending distress signals, but your body is interpreting them in unexpected places. I once had a patient come in with shoulder pain she thought was arthritis. It turned out to be a blocked artery. We caught it in time, and she avoided a serious event. If you're having unusual discomfort that doesn't seem tied to a muscle injury or arthritis, don't ignore it. Your heart might be speaking in a different language. For heart palpitations or irregular heartbeats, have you ever felt like your heart skipped a beat, or suddenly started pounding, fluttering, or racing? These are known as palpitations, and while they can be harmless, they may also be signs of a rhythm disorder like atrial fibrillation, which increases your risk of stroke. If you notice any of the following: sudden, unexplained racing of the heart, feeling dizzy or lightheaded during an episode, frequent occurrences of these sensations, then it's time to schedule a checkup. A simple electrocardiogram (EKG) can provide clarity and help guide the right treatment. 5. Swelling in the ankles or feet. Your feet can often tell a story about your heart. When the heart isn't pumping effectively, fluid can begin to pool in your lower legs and feet, a condition known as edema. This isn't the same as being swollen after a long walk. Heart-related swelling tends to be persistent. It doesn't go down overnight. soft or puffy when pressed, sometimes accompanied by rapid weight gain or fatigue if your socks leave deep marks on your legs, or your shoes feel tighter even though your weight hasn't changed. Bring it up with your doctor. It could be a sign your heart needs help. 6. Dizziness or lightheadedness. Dizziness is often ignored, especially when it seems to come and go, but it can be a sign that your brain isn't getting enough blood, which can happen when your blood pressure is too low, your heartbeat is irregular, a heart valve isn't working properly. It's especially important to take note if dizziness happens when you stand up, or if it causes you to lose your balance. Falls are a serious risk as we age, but many of them can be prevented by understanding the underlying causes. 7. Nausea, indigestion, or cold sweats. Heart attacks don't always look like they do in movies. Some people, especially women, experience more subtle symptoms such as unexplained nausea, cold sweats, a vague sense of unease, discomfort in the upper stomach or chest. These symptoms are often mistaken for indigestion, anxiety, or even the flu. But if they come on suddenly or feel different from your usual experience, it could be a heart attack in progress. Don't wait. Call 911. It's always better to be safe. Why these signs matter. The common thread between all of these symptoms is that they're easy to dismiss. They don't always show up in dramatic fashion, but they are your body's way of whispering, something's not right. You know your body. If something feels different, off, strange, or concerning, trust that instinct. Write it down, track how often it happens, bring it up during your next doctor's visit, even if you feel a little unsure, because catching something early can make all the difference. A real-life reflection. Let me tell you about a woman named Judy, age 72. She came to see me after weeks of having a strange, tight sensation in her chest. Not pain, not pressure, just tension. She nearly didn't mention it. She thought maybe she was just being overly sensitive. But after some tests, we found she had 80% blockage in one of her main coronary arteries. We placed a stent, and her life turned around. Today, she's more energetic, more confident, and spends her afternoons volunteering at the senior center. And you know what she tells her friends? If something feels off, say something. You're not being dramatic. You're being smart. Let Judy's story be a reminder. Your voice matters. So does your body's quiet warning. What you can do starting today. If you're wondering what to do with this information, start here. Keep a symptom journal. Note what you feel when it happens and what seems to trigger or relieve it. Schedule a checkup, even if it's just for peace of mind. Talk to someone close to you about what you've been noticing. You don't have to carry the worry alone. Keep learning. The more you understand, the more empowered you'll be. Remember, heart health isn't just about medicine. It's about mindfulness. It's about listening to your body, to your instincts, and to the subtle signs that say, take care of me. 3. Eat for a stronger heart. Simple, senior-friendly nutrition tips. There's an old saying that still rings true. You are what you eat. And when it comes to your heart, this couldn't be more accurate. Food isn't just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. To lower inflammation, to support circulation, to balance cholesterol, and to help your heart beat strong and steady. But let's be honest, nutrition advice today can feel overwhelming. One day eggs are bad, the next day they're celebrated. Some sources tell you to avoid salt completely, others say a little is fine. It's enough to make anyone feel confused, even discouraged. The good news is, heart-healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated or restrictive. You don't need a rigid diet. You don't have to give up everything you love. All you need is clarity and a few simple, sustainable changes that make sense for your life. Let's walk through those changes together. Start with real, whole foods. The best foods for your heart don't come in fancy packaging. In fact, they're probably the same foods your grandparents recognized and cooked with. Whole, simple, nourishing. Think colorful vegetables, especially leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli. Add in fruits like berries, apples, and oranges, which are rich in antioxidants and fiber. Swap white rice for whole grains like oats, brown rice, and quinoa. Include beans and lentils regularly, as they offer plant-based protein and excellent heart protective nutrients. Don't be afraid of healthy fats. Use extra virgin olive oil. Sprinkle some walnuts or flax seeds on your salad, and enjoy an avocado with your toast. When it comes to protein, lean sources like grilled fish, chicken, and tofu are ideal. And yes, Frozen vegetables and canned beans are perfectly acceptable. Just opt for low-sodium versions whenever possible. Rethink fats. Not all are bad. One of the biggest myths in heart health is that all fats should be avoided. But the truth is, your heart actually needs fat. Just the right kind. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish help raise HDL, the good cholesterol, and lower LDL, the bad kind. These fats reduce inflammation and support healthy blood vessels. What you want to avoid are trans fats and highly processed oils, which are often found in packaged snacks, fried foods, margarine, and anything labeled with partially hydrogenated oils. These increase the risk of clogged arteries and heart disease. Small swaps make a big difference. Drizzle olive oil instead of using butter. Snack on almonds instead of chips. Bake or steam your meals instead of deep frying. Watch out for hidden salt and sugar. It might surprise you to learn that most of the salt we consume doesn't come from the salt shaker. It's hiding in packaged and restaurant foods. Canned soups, deli meats, frozen meals, and fast food can all contain large amounts of sodium. And too much sodium raises blood pressure, which puts added stress on your heart. Try cooking more meals at home, where you control the ingredients. Use herbs and spices like garlic, basil, or lemon to flavor food without reaching for the salt. And when shopping, aim for items with less than 400 milligrams of sodium per serving. And then there's sugar, another sneaky ingredient. While it's perfectly fine to enjoy a sweet treat now and then, watch out for added sugars in everyday foods like flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, salad dressings, and even bread. Read nutrition labels. Look for the added sugars line, or spot ingredients ending in O's, like fructose or glucose. When in doubt, choose whole, naturally sweet foods like fruit. Your heart will thank you for choosing balance over restriction. Fiber. Your heart's best friend, fiber is one of the most overlooked yet powerful nutrients for heart health. It helps lower cholesterol, stabilizes blood sugar, supports digestion, and keeps you feeling full, which can help with weight management too. Many older adults don't get enough fiber, but the fix is easy. Start your morning with a bowl of oatmeal topped with berries. Have an apple with almond butter as a snack. Stir lentils into your soup or stew. Choose whole wheat bread instead of white. Aim for about 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. Even a small increase in fiber intake can make a noticeable difference in just a few weeks. Carbs aren't the enemy. But quality matters. Carbohydrates have gotten a bad reputation in recent years. But the truth is, your heart and brain need carbs, just not the refined, processed ones. White bread, pastries, and sugary drinks spike blood sugar and offer little nutrition, but complex carbs like sweet potatoes, brown rice, beans, and whole grains are packed with fiber, vitamins, and steady energy. They don't just nourish, they protect. A heart-smart meal doesn't have to be fancy. Picture this: grilled salmon with a side of quinoa, roasted carrots and Brussels sprouts, and a drizzle of olive oil with fresh lemon. It's simple, nourishing, and deeply satisfying. Don't forget, hydration. Water plays a surprisingly big role in heart function. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, and your heart has to work harder to pump it through your BAFTA. This puts strain on your cardiovascular system. Fatigue, dizziness, and low energy are all early signs of mild dehydration. Aim for about 6 to 8 cups of water per day, more if it's hot or if you're active. You don't have to drink plain water all the time. Herbal teas, soups, and water infused with lemon or cucumber are all great choices. If you're taking a diuretic or have a condition that affects your fluid balance, speak with your doctor about your personal hydration needs. How you eat matters, too. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about how you eat. Slow down, breathe, enjoy your food. When we eat mindfully, chewing slowly, pausing between bites, avoiding screens, we digest better, feel satisfied sooner, and are less likely to overeat. Mindful eating also helps regulate blood sugar and supports overall heart health. Try creating rituals around meals. Light a candle at dinner, sit by a window with your tea, invite a friend to join you for lunch, even over a phone or video call. These small acts make meals more meaningful and more healing. Final thoughts on heart-smart eating. You don't need to follow a trendy diet. You don't need to count every calorie. You don't need to chase perfection. What you need is to listen to your body, eat with intention. Let food be both nourishment and pleasure. Your kitchen can be a place of healing. Your meals can become your medicine. and the choices you make, one bite at a time, can keep your heart strong, steady, and vibrant for years to come. 4. Movement that matters. Gentle exercises for heart strength. Let me begin this section by saying something that might surprise you. You don't need to run a marathon to take care of your heart. You don't need to spend hours in the gym or push through pain to make a difference. In fact, for most people over 60, the best kind of movement is gentle, consistent, and most of all, joyful. Movement, when done right, is medicine. It strengthens your heart muscle, improves circulation, lowers blood pressure and cholesterol, helps manage weight, reduces stress, lifts your mood, boosts your energy, and even helps you sleep better at night. But perhaps most importantly, movement reminds you that your body is still capable, that you still have control, that you can still grow stronger, even with the natural changes of aging. Let's explore together how to move in a way that supports not only your heart and joints, but your spirit too. Walking, the unsung hero of heart health. If I could prescribe just one activity for heart health, it would be walking. It's free, low impact, requires no special equipment, and can be done nearly anywhere. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day of brisk walking can significantly improve your heart health, help control blood sugar and cholesterol levels, support healthy weight, and reduce anxiety. And here's the beautiful thing. You can start wherever you are. If that means 5 minutes around your living room today, that's a perfect beginning. As you build up, try taking a short walk in the morning sunlight to reset your body clock. Enjoy a gentle stroll after meals to aid digestion, or walk with a friend through a nearby park. Every step counts. Never underestimate the healing power of putting one foot in front of the other. Strength training, protecting muscle and metabolism. As we age, we naturally lose muscle, a process called sarcopenia, but it's not inevitable. With gentle strength training, you can slow this process down and even regain lost strength. The good news, you don't need heavy weights or a gym membership. Your own body weight is enough to get started. You can also use resistance bands, small dumbbells, or even household items like cans of soup. Start with simple movements. Standing up from a chair without using your hands, wall push-ups, or lifting light weights with your arms. Even doing these exercises just 2 to 3 times a week can improve your strength, posture, balance, and heart function. Stronger muscles also mean a more resilient body, reducing your risk of falls and giving your heart extra support as it pumps blood efficiently through your system. Chair exercises and gentle stretching if you live with arthritis, mobility limitations, or simply feel more comfortable seated. You're not excluded from movement. In fact, there's a wide range of chair-based exercises designed specifically for older adults. Seated marches, toe taps, shoulder rolls, and arm circles can all help get your blood flowing without putting pressure on your joints. You can even do simple twists and stretches from a sturdy chair, improving flexibility and reducing stiffness. Stretching daily, even for just 5 minutes, can ease tension, boost circulation, and help prevent injury. Neck rolls, gentle hamstring stretches, and side bends are great starting points. The key is consistency, not complexity, balance, and coordination. Quiet protectors of longevity, cardio, and strength are important, but don't overlook balance. Many older adults are surprised to learn that poor balance can be a major risk to heart health. Why? Because a fall can lead to immobility, loss of independence, and even trigger heart complications due to stress or surgery. But here's the good news: balance can be trained. Practice standing on one leg while holding on to a sturdy surface. Walk heel to toe across the room. Shift your weight slowly from side to side. And if you enjoy a more meditative approach, consider exploring gentle yoga or tai chi, both of which are excellent for balance and coordination. These practices also quiet the mind and reduce stress, a bonus for your emotional and cardiovascular well-being. Breathing and light cardio. The heart and lungs are lifelong partners. When one is supported, the other benefits. Try incorporating a daily breathing practice. Sit comfortably, inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 2 counts, and exhale gently through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat for a few minutes. This simple routine helps calm your nervous system, lower your heart rate, and improve oxygen flow throughout your body. You can also weave light cardio into your daily life in creative ways, dancing around the kitchen, gardening in the yard, swimming at your local community center, or even doing house chores while listening to your favorite music. The most important thing isn't what you do, It's that you move your body in a way that feels good and fits your lifestyle. Make it a habit, not a chore. Consistency always beats intensity. You don't have to do a lot. You just need to do something most days. Start by setting a timer for 10 minutes. Begin. That's it. Pair movement with something you enjoy. A podcast, music, or a favorite TV show. Mark it in your calendar. Celebrate your effort, no matter how small. Invite a friend or grandchild to join you for an activity, even virtually. Progress doesn't have to be fast. It just has to be real. Your heart doesn't care how quickly you move. It only cares that you do. Talk to your doctor before you begin. If you're starting a new movement routine, especially if you have a heart condition, balance challenges, or joint pain, check in with your doctor or healthcare provider first. Ask which types of exercise are safe for you, what to watch out for, and whether you should monitor your heart rate during activity. If needed, ask about local physical therapy or cardiac rehab programs that specialize in senior-friendly fitness. Many communities also offer classes tailored for older adults, from walking groups to yoga for seniors, and some of these can even be done from the comfort of your home online. The bottom line is, there's a movement plan for everyone, and you deserve one that feels right for you. Final thoughts on movement. Movement is not about punishing your body. It's about honoring it. It's about remembering that you're still capable, still mobile, and still strong, in your own way, on your own terms. Your heart responds to movement with gratitude. It beats a little steadier. It flows a little easier. It lets you live life more fully. And that, perhaps, is the most important benefit of all. 5. Medications, monitoring, and questions to ask your doctor. Let's have an honest conversation. Many people over the age of 60 are taking some form of medication, whether it's for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or other conditions. And while modern medicine has saved countless lives, it can also feel overwhelming. So many pills, so many instructions, so many possible side effects. You might find yourself asking, do I really need to take all of these? Are they helping me? Or just adding more confusion? Shouldn't diet and lifestyle changes be enough? These are valid, thoughtful questions. And today, we're going to simplify things. No jargon, no judgment. Because when you understand your medications and feel confident managing them, your heart becomes safer, your mind more at ease, and your daily life becomes more empowered. Let's start with the basics. The most common heart medications. Explained simply, you don't need to be a doctor to understand the medications you're taking. You just need them explained clearly. First, there are blood pressure medications. Some help your blood vessels relax, like ACE inhibitors or ARBs. Others, like beta blockers, slow your heart rate, helping it work more efficiently. Diuretics, often called water pills, help your body release excess fluid, reducing the volume your heart needs to pump. Then there are cholesterol medications. Most commonly, these work to lower your LDL, often called bad cholesterol, and reduce the buildup of plaque inside your arteries. Even if your cholesterol isn't high, your doctor may prescribe them if you have other heart risk factors. Next, you may encounter blood thinners. This includes aspirin and stronger medications like warfarin or apixaban. These help prevent blood clots, especially if you've had a stroke, a stent, or a condition like atrial fibrillation. While they're life-saving, they do increase bleeding risk, so they require careful monitoring. Finally, there are heart-specific medications, things like nitrates that help open your blood vessels and reduce chest discomfort. Especially in conditions like angina or heart failure, it's important to remember that medications are not cures, they're tools, and they work best when paired with healthy lifestyle changes, not used in place of them. How to take medications safely and effectively is where many people run into problems, and it's understandable. Medications can be confusing. You might forget doses. You may not fully understand what each one does, and the bottles all start to look the same. Here are some gentle strategies that can help. Use a pill organizer. A small plastic box might not seem impressive, but it can be one of the most powerful tools in your routine. It helps you stay organized and avoid missed or doubled doses. Set reminders, whether on your phone, with a family member, or even on a paper calendar. Consistency matters more than perfection. Keep an updated list of every medication you take. Write down the name, the dosage, the time of day you take it, and why you're taking it. Bring this list with you to every appointment, and don't be afraid to talk to your pharmacist. They're trained to spot interactions, duplications, or ways to simplify your routine. A quick conversation could save you confusion, or even a trip to the emergency room. And most importantly, if you notice something unusual, dizziness, fatigue, swelling, brain fog, don't ignore it. Ask your doctor whether a medication might be playing a role. You deserve to feel good, not just medicated. Monitoring that makes a difference. Additions are just one piece of the puzzle. The other is monitoring. You can't improve what you're not measuring, and tracking certain health numbers can give you and your doctor critical insights into how well your heart is doing. Let's start with blood pressure. Ideally, it should be under 130/80. Use a reliable home monitor and take your readings at the same time each day while you're seated and relaxed. Keep a simple log and bring it to your appointments. Trends are more important than what readings. Cholesterol levels are also essential, not just total cholesterol, but also your LDL bad, HDL good, and triglycerides. Most people need a blood test every 6 to 12 months, depending on their condition. Ask your doctor what target numbers are right for you. Not everyone's goals are the same. Your resting heart rate is another valuable signal. For most people, it falls between 60 and 100 beats per minute. If you're on certain medications like beta blockers, your rate might naturally be lower. Sudden changes, skipped beats, or frequent racing should be discussed. Weight is more than a number on a scale. Rapid weight gain, such as 2 to 3 pounds in a day or 5 pounds in a week, could be a sign of fluid retention, especially in people with heart failure. Check in weekly and don't ignore sudden shifts. And if you have diabetes or prediabetes, blood sugar matters too. Even slightly elevated glucose can increase your heart risk. Ask your provider whether you should monitor at home and what your A1C goals should be. Knowledge gives you power, and power gives you peace of mind. What to ask your doctor without fear. One of the most empowering things you can do is speak up at your appointments. Many older adults feel rushed or unsure what to ask, but your voice matters, and your questions can lead to better care. Bring a list with you. Take your time and don't leave until you feel heard. Some great questions to consider include: why am I taking this medication? What side effects should I be watching for? How long will I need to stay on this? Could we try a lower dose or a more natural approach? What are my most recent lab numbers, and are they where they should be? Can we look at my full picture of heart health together? And here's one of my favorite questions that often leads to honest answers. If I were your parent, what would you recommend for me? Sometimes, that one sentence opens up a deeper, more compassionate conversation. When it's okay to reevaluate, medications aren't meant to be permanent just because they were prescribed once. As your health evolves, your treatment plan should, too. Ask your doctor to review all your medications once a year. Go through them together. What's still necessary? What might be adjusted or removed? What worked for you at age 60 might not be right at 70. Sometimes, simplifying your routine is not just easier, it's safer. But please, never stop taking a medication suddenly on your own. Sudden changes can be dangerous. Always work with your doctor on a safe transition plan. Building a supportive health team. You are not just a patient, you're the expert on how your body feels. And you deserve a healthcare team that listens to you, respects your input, and helps you feel empowered. That team might include your primary care provider, a cardiologist if needed, a pharmacist who understands your medications, and a loved one who helps keep things organized. Good communication leads to better care. It reduces confusion, lowers emergency visits, and brings more calm to your day-to-day life. Final thoughts on medications and monitoring. Taking charge of your medications and your health numbers doesn't mean living in fear. It means living in freedom. Freedom from uncertainty. Freedom from preventable complications. Freedom to live life on your terms, with more clarity, confidence, and calm. That this is about shifting from reaction to prevention, from confusion to understanding, from worry to wisdom. You deserve a treatment plan that fits you, not just your diagnosis. You deserve answers, and most of all, you deserve to feel safe, supported, and strong every step of the way. 6. The heart-mind connection. How stress, sleep, and joy affect your heart. We've talked about food. We've talked about movement, medications, and early warning signs. But now, let's explore something less visible and just as powerful. Your emotions, your thoughts, your joy, your loneliness, your sense of peace. Because your heart doesn't just pump blood, it feels. And in recent years, science has confirmed what many of us have always sensed, that the way we feel emotionally has a profound impact on the physical health of our hearts. Let's take a gentle walk through this deeper connection. Stress, the hidden strain on the heart. Not all stress is harmful. A little stress before something exciting or important is completely normal, even helpful. It shows that we care. But the kind of stress that lingers quietly, day after day, that's the kind that wears us down. When you live under chronic stress, your body stays in a state of alert. Your brain tells your body to release hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart beats faster, your blood vessels tighten, inflammation rises, and over time, that can raise your blood pressure, speed up plaque buildup in your arteries, trigger irregular heart rhythms, and worsen existing heart conditions. The truth is, many older adults are living with silent stress, caring for a spouse, worrying about grown children, facing financial concerns, dealing with the loss of identity, independence, or loved ones. Sometimes, we don't even realize how much tension we're carrying until the body starts to speak up. That's why step 1 is awareness, and step 2, self-compassion. Sleep, the body's overnight healer. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's when your body does some of its most important healing. During sleep, your heart rate lowers, your blood pressure stabilizes, tissues repair, and your cardiovascular system gets a much-needed break. But what happens when sleep is fragmented, shallow, or too short? Research shows that poor sleep increases the risk of high blood pressure, inflammation, heart attacks, stroke, and even worsens conditions like diabetes and obesity. So how do we protect our sleep? Try going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Give yourself time to wind down with soft music or a warm bath. Avoid screens in the hour before bed, and keep your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. If you tend to snore or gasp in your sleep, it's worth discussing sleep apnea with your doctor. It's a common condition that's often overlooked but very treatable. Sleep is one of the kindest gifts you can give your heart. It's free, it's healing, and it's completely yours to reclaim. Joy, the prescription we often forget. We spend so much time focusing on what to reduce: stress, sugar, salt. But what if we also focused on what to add? Because joy is medicine too. When you laugh, your blood vessels expand. When you listen to music you love, your stress hormones go down. When you spend time with a friend or feel a sense of purpose, your heart benefits physically, measurably. So ask yourself, what brings you joy? Is it walking barefoot in the grass on a summer morning, playing cards with a neighbor, listening to your favorite song from high school, teaching your grandchild how to bake cookies, tending to your plants, painting, praying, dancing, singing? These aren't distractions, they're nourishment. They remind your heart that it's not just a machine. It's a part of your emotional world. And it needs love, too. Connection, the antidote to loneliness. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally, it can harm us physically. In fact, researchers have found that chronic loneliness carries a risk similar to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how seriously it affects the heart. But here's the hopeful part. You don't need to be surrounded by people. Even one meaningful connection can protect your heart. Make a phone call, write a letter, invite someone over for tea, join a community class, smile at someone in the grocery store, walk with a neighbor. Don't wait for someone else to reach out. Be the one who reaches first. Not just for them, for you. Because every act of connection strengthens more than just relationships. It strengthens your heart, mindfulness, and gratitude. The gentle power of stillness. Even just 5 minutes of mindfulness practice each day can calm your nervous system and bring clarity to your mind and body. You don't need a meditation cushion or special music. Just sit quietly. Close your eyes if you'd like. Breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Let your thoughts come and go like clouds drifting in the sky. No pressure, just presence. Or, before bed, write down 3 simple things that made you smile that day. Maybe it's the way sunlight warmed your living room, the sweet taste of a strawberry, a kind word from a neighbor, or a memory from long ago that still makes you laugh. Gratitude soothes the nervous system. It tells your heart, you're safe, you're cared for, you're enough, and the heart listens. Final thoughts. The heart-mind bridge. Your heart is not just a pump, it's a compass, a rhythm, a quiet mirror of how you live and love. So take care of it, not only with food, And exercise, but with tenderness. Let it rest when it needs to. Let it celebrate when it wants to. Let it soften in sorrow. Let it stay open to people, to beauty, to hope. Closing, you've just taken a powerful step today. You've learned how the heart changes with age, what signs to watch for, how to nourish your body, how to move with purpose, how to ask the right questions, and now, how your emotional world shapes your physical well-being. That's not just knowledge, that's wisdom. And wisdom, when put into action, can truly transform your life. Remember, it's never too late to take care of your heart. Your best years aren't behind you, they're still unfolding. And every gentle act of care adds up. One walk, one healthy meal, one breath, one joyful connection at a time. Thank you for spending your time with Senior Health and Happiness. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and most of all, stay kind to yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone you care about. And let us know in the comments, what's one small habit you're adding to your daily routine? Your story might just inspire someone else.